Welcome to Do the Thought podcast. This is a real estate podcast that, teaches the regular people how to invest in real estate. I am your host, Ahmed Lawal, and my co-host tonight is Ibrahim Ojenide. We have we've made this our day weekly commitment to be coming on here to explain to you guys how to invest in real estate to reality, bringing you practical experience. So if you are looking to invest in real estate, you are at the right place. However, you need to put in the work. This cannot just work itself. This is not a stock market where you just put the money in and you just let it go and it's safe out. You actually need to put in the work to be able to see the results. Ibrahim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Today is another day, guys. We would like this to be an interactive session. We feel very excited that we are able to come here this today, which is Friday. We've been doing this for a while now, and we appreciate you guys for coming in and watching various episodes. Today, we are going to be talking about early retirement through real estate. Early retirement through real estate. It is a big topic. Today we'll try to go, dive in and give you the major things you need to know about it. Um, we want you to know that real estate can be a great retirement source, a great retirement, avenue where you literally can get a secure, monthly monthly revenue, and it can be a secure retirement fund for you and your family. Ahmed, so I don't know if you want to, get people started, or do you want me to continue?
No, either way works for me, honestly.
Okay.
But just this is very interesting topic, and honestly, I really kind of feel like people misjudge when they say retirement. People misjudge what that means. So, um, before we kind of skip through that and dive into the details, I would like to expatiate a little bit so that people can see what retirement is not really what the society paints it to be. Retirement really is as if you are able to build up enough uh, income without active effort that can sustain you, that even if you don't work any longer, you are still okay. Even if you're sick and you can't work, your family, your bills, and everything will still be able to, run as usual. It's not going to break down just because you are out of the picture. So this can mean 10,000 a month for some people. This can mean 1,000 a month for some people. It can literally mean 500 for some people, depending on what your household budget is. And another thing is retirement doesn't necessarily mean you are quitting or you are stopping to work. It just means now you have more freedom. You can actually pursue whatever interests you. So I know a lot of people that like teaching, but they are not a teacher. Why? Because they don't pay teacher that much money. I know some people that like to coach, soccer game, coach, yeah, all this kind of gymnastics, coach all this kind of sports, right? But they are not doing what they like. Why? Because it's not paying as much as they would like it to be paying them. Now, if you secure that retirement that we are about to walk you through, now you can do what? You can actually live the kind of life that interests you. You can now build something around your passion and find money in your passion. Then you can then go through that route. So I just want to clarify that real quick. Sorry that I took that from you, Ibrahim, but you can go ahead and start us off. Then I will
Okay,
be backing you up.
sure, sure. Thank you for passing it back to me. So, guys, we want you to know that real estate can be a good retirement source for you and your family. So, this how it work. I'm gonna simplify it. I mentioned that you have to know how much you and your family, how much will be okay for you and your family monthly. And when I mean okay, I'm talking about the bills. Of course, we all have bills: the light bill, water bills, your mortgage, your insurance, your taxes, your kids, college fund, all that good stuff, and some extra money that you need to take care of yourself, so for some goodies and everything, and for your wife, children, everything. So let's to make it easy, let's say you need $5,000, and when we say 5,000, that it include extra money like maybe $500 that you keep aside every month, depending on how big you think your extra may be, and depending on your risk tolerance. Some people will say, no, I got to keep $1,000 a month. But in this scenario, we'll say 5,000, including that extra. Okay. Now, with real estate, we've always been saying this. You have to know what strategy, what kind of real estate model you want to follow. In this, also, let's assume that with this example, you want to do the regular leasing, which is the 1 year, 2 years, and the same tenant can stay in your house for 10 years, 20 years, as long as they want to stay. With that kind of leasing, you want a tenant that will stay in your house for as long as they want. Especially when you get a good tenant, tenant retention is very important. Like where they stay there for a long time because you treated them right, because your policy is good, because you are a responsible landlord, you are responsive, you make sure things are going good for them. When they sense that, there's a high chance they will stay in your house for a long time. Now, let's say in this case, you want to follow that kind of model, which is long-term leasing. In your area or in the state that you are living right now, the average rent, you need to go and research that. You need to go and see what the average rent is. Now, for this example, let's assume averagely you're going to get $200 a month per property. So that means you need $5,000. We've already established that. It will be $5,000 divided by $200. It is 25. That is the answer right now. 25 properties. So 25, it equals to you need 25 properties to get to that your retirement um plan, because your plan is 5,000 and 200 is the average net income that you can make in a property. So when I mean net income, what I'm saying is that your gross might be 500, might be 600. However, when you minus or deduct the maintenance fee, the repair fee, um, if you have to pay utility, we don't recommend that. If there's any way, we want you to avoid that. But if you have to pay all that, after deducting all that, you still have $200 per month on each properties. So that means you have to have 25 houses. How can you get those houses? That is another topic. But I can just sum up, just go through it real quick. You have to, keep watching, do the talk podcast, make research maybe on YouTube and connect with, investors, realtors that are, investor friendly, because not all realtors will, set you up for that kind of real estate investing, kind of a little different from primary resident. So you have to make sure you go through a realtor that is friendly, that is knowledgeable, and is he or she is actually investing in real estate. That way they can understand where you're coming from and where you are going to easily. you know um, when you do all that, Start acquiring the property. The first one might not actually give you that 200. It might come to $100, but it's okay. What you need to keep in mind is the next one. You have to strive to kind of recover the $100 that you lost on the first one. So if you're getting 400 instead of 500, and after cutting all the expenses, you are hoping to get 200, but in the first property, you only have $100 net income. So that means your next property, you have to do better so you can get more than $100. The next one might turn to like maybe, since your goal is 200, now you have to do extra work to get more than 200 actually. Maybe 225, 230, 250, 260, because you are trying to recover the first one that you couldn't make that 200, you know, net income. When you do that, because we don't want to advise you to always look for that 200. It's possible that the next property you probably will get $400 net income if you make your research and you pay attention to the old details. So that $400 will cover, will compensate the first one that you couldn't make that $200 net income on that property. So averagely, we want you to have $200. However you can do it, when you add everything up, 25 properties should get you there if you are averaging $200 a month. Now, let's say you got all this and you understand how to get there, which is, you need 25 properties or more because you're averaging 200. Let's say you feel like, wow, 25 is too much. Why would I have to do 25? Okay, we got good news for you. Real estate is very wide, very big, very very enormous. Like, you have a lot of, it's endless possibilities. Ahmed always mentioned that there are a lot of opportunity for you. So the good news is you don't have to actually go through that model. You don't have to go through where you have to have 25 headaches, because people say the more properties you have, the more headache. That is, if you let that headache come to you. It's possible that you don't even let that, like, there's a way you can do it where a property manager or property company share part of the headache. Okay, so if they share part of the headache, then they've lessened the trouble or the headache, and your money is coming to you. In fact, a good one will take all the headaches for you, and all you get is passive income straight in your account. Let me go back to the main side. I just deviated a little bit. So the main thing I'm trying to say is that when you have opportunity not to do the normal leasing, you can switch to midterm leasing, because with midterm, of course, you have to furnish the properties. You have to make the property look more attractive and everything. However, you're going to make more money. So when you switch to that midterm renting, you're going to make more money, because now you can rent to professionals, contractors, nurses, doctors, anybody that needs temporary housing. Because at this point, they don't need to stay in your house for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. No, they are just temporarily trying to stay somewhere, and you accommodate them, and they pay for that convenience. They pay for you trying to, get them there without all the hassle of they have to wait for 3 months, like apartment, they have to wait for 2 weeks, 2 months, and all that stuff. It's like you provide a quick and furnished housing. That's what midterm is. You have to furnish it, TV and all that stuff has to be there. Anyway, when you do that, before you do that, if you want to go to the easier route, you kind of make research again in your area, because at the end of the day, you have to know what you need to get to where you're going. So in that area, if your midterm, it's averaging 500 or 600 or 1,000 a month, it means we are saying 5,000. So if your average is $500 a month, it means you need 10. Yeah, you need 10 properties, because $500 a month per property times 10 is $5,000. And keep in mind, the 500 is your net income. That's not You are not going to be touching that 500. That's just your net. You are not going to touch that 500 for maintenance. That's what I meant. You can spend it because it's your net. It means you've taken out your taxes, your insurance, everything. So when you spend that, you are good because nothing will touch that except for what you budget that for, which is your personal monthly income. Everything else has been taken care of. City taxes, community taxes, whatever, HOA, everything has been taken care of. Now, so that means you need 10 properties. Okay, some people may say, well, that's too big again. I don't think I can do that. I want just few properties and be okay. Trust me, we still got another option for you because that same meter can also be more, can be utilized for more income producing strategy, which is you make it, it's still a meter, but you specialize. You can specialize into like getting, connection or networking with insurance companies, like relocation specialists, like um, people that need or contractor companies, the big ones that are ready to pay for a secure, a beautiful home for their employees. You connect with them. These people can afford to pay more for your property as long as you are reliable, your property is nice and good, and their employee feels comfortable and safe in your property. You are able to get more money in that route. And guess what? Your net will change from 500 to maybe 1,000 a month, averagely. Of course, you might have another property that is fetching you 2,000, but we don't want to make it too. We try to be conservative. We don't want to pump your adrenaline and your dopamine and make you feel like you only need one house to retire. No, we are not trying to do that. That's why we're lowering the numbers, because in real sense, in real life, I can testify to it. I have one property, for example, that when I look at my net, it's way more than $1,000. I hope I'm gonna be able to get that constantly, like consistently, because when you can to do that model that I'm talking about, the insurance and everything, you have to really connect with a lot of them. That way, you get it constantly, consistently. That way, the cash flow keeps rolling in every month. It's not easy to achieve, to get to that point, but it's doable. All you have to do is keep working at it, keep connecting, keep networking, keep reaching out to these companies. When you get your foot or your roots, your roots embedded in this business, like where you are very solid, you are credible to them, you will start getting more deals. And the more deals you get, the more return, which is your, of course, your gross will go up. At the same time, your net will go up. When I say gross go up, maybe, you want to add more design to the house, more this, more that, because you want them to feel comfortable, feel like they are getting what they are paying for. At the end of the day, it will fetch you a lot of net income. So let's say you want to, you don't want that 10 properties that we're talking about. Now you want to switch to this other midterm where you have to pay more to get you have to spend more to get the house to be part of the top housing or houses in that area where people feel like they have to pay more to get into your properties. You can do that. And when you do that, you are averaging maybe $1,000 conservatively. It's possible to average 1,500 a month. So let's say $1,000. It means you only need 5 houses. So when you have 5 houses and you are taking care of these houses, you are doing what you're supposed to do. It's a possibility that it will even go up, because the more you stay in the business, the more credible you are, the more the revenue start, being consistent. And there's one rule about, or I should say, there's a norm where when people start doing business with you and they see that you are reliable and you are consistent, you communicate well, you keep your words, you are you are peaceful, you're not trying to cause trouble and everything, you are very transparent, they will stay with you even when you increase your bill, like your charges. Let's say you are charging 3,000 before, and After 6 months, 1 year, you change it to, 3,500. Believe me, the fact that whenever they need you, you are there for them. Some company will let go and take it. Like they will literally accept that the contract. Guess what? You've added $500 to your revenue. So when you do that, you realize you actually need just 5 properties to retire. How can you do this? Of course, the same thing. You have to reach out to people that are doing it. You have to connect. You have to network with people. You have to take action. That's the most important thing. You cannot say you know, because I don't know how to start or where to start, and you just sit down and waiting for that plan to come. No, it will not come to you. You have to go out there and take action. First, you have to have, if you want to go the traditional route, you have to have good credit. You have to, pay your bill on time, because we all know nothing good comes easy. We have to put in the work. We've always been saying this in this podcast. We put in the work so we can get what we need. At the end of the day, what we're going to get overweighs all the trouble that we are going to face, especially in real estate. When you start cashing out, it's not just about the cash flow. We've talked about this before. There's equity, there's tax benefit. Look at all that. Put all of them together. You realize that real estate is one of the solid business you can ever do, and one of the solid retirement plan you can have. It's just so, it's very tangible. You see your property every day. You see the house growing, just like if you have bought a house like 5 years ago, 3 years, 4, 7, 8 years. Look at your Google right now. Zillow, Redfin, and all that. You can see it. Your house has appreciated than what it was before, like 2 years, 3, 5 years ago. So it's the same thing. Your investment property will go up in value. Then you can actually take money from that 5 property that you own right now, or that you will own then. Use that money and get the 6th one, the 7th one, 8th one, 9th one. You plan 5, I know that. And you want to do this midterm renting. However, it's an endless possibility. From that 5, before you know, you get to 10. Now you are over your retirement plan, which is a good thing, because now you are doing way more than you planned. And that's how real estate is. So there's always a room to improve. Of course, it's going to cost you extra money to get it furnished, to get mattresses and all that. And that is why there is, you don't have to go to expensive store. You don't have to go to IKEA. You don't have to go to Wayfair. Just go wherever it's going to work for you, that is solid, that is durable. Make sure all those, furnitures and everything is something that will last long. You can get something cheap and it's still good. So, and it's attractive. At the end of the day, people pay for what they like. People pay for what attracts them. People pay for what they feel comfortable using. So that's your goal. And your strategy is to be there for them when they need you. So it's one of the benefit of midterm leasing, because you actually going to accommodate them when they need it. It's very short. Someone can just call you, hey, I need somewhere tomorrow, 2 days next week, or 5 days from now. Of course, they know they cannot do that in an apartment. They know the majority of apartment will tell you, hey, you got to wait. So the fact that you are able to come to their rescue when they need that temporary housing, they pay extra for that. So let's say you even don't want to go through 5. You want something like less. It's still possible, because real estate, like I said, is very endless. There's no limit to it. You can actually do short term and mid-term together. Like you mixing it. It's doable. So you don't leave one strategy on the table. You can mix the two together and still get more. So when maybe the mid-term is kind of slow, you will get somebody from short-term leasing. And when I say short-term leasing, of course, you guys know Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, all those places, platform. Those platforms will get you. Make sure you register on as much as possible on all of them. The ones that works for you. Of course, I cannot recommend all of them, but whichever you think is good in your neighborhood, in your area, register to all of them. One of them will get you somebody in your house. So you are getting money from those places, from those platforms. At the same time, you are networking with people. Before you know it, you might be netting $2,000 a month. And when you net $2,000 a month, it means you only need three properties. I mean, two will get you close to your plan. So you only need three. The point is, guys, real estate, it is a path to success, path to financial freedom. All you have to do is get started, work towards it. Don't don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't be afraid of you're gonna make mistake. Even you coming here every day, that does not prevent you from making mistake. What we are trying to do is to reduce the kind of mistake you make, or at least get you to understand that when you make mistake, there's always a solution. That way, when you make that mistake, you can remember, oh, Ahmed said it. He said, okay, he made this mistake before, but this is what he did to fix it. Or Ibrahim mentioned this before. This is what he did to fix it. That is the goal here. So we are here to learn and grow together. Ahmed, what do you think about people? I just talk about all these strategies and everything. But at the same time, we know this problem. The problem is people don't even know that real estate can be a good retirement source for them and their family. Okay, maybe because they already have like 401k. That is some that have it, and they believe that's sufficient enough. What can you tell us? I don't have any problem with 401k, by the way. It's a good source of retirement as well. But what can you tell us about having two multiple or having real estate as a solid backup for your retirement?
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian, for you've been like dishing out all this knowledge since, and I really hope our audience grab this and run with it, because that is the more reason why we are doing it. Before I answer your question, I just want to let our audience know that please and please, we are doing this for free. Like Ibrahim said earlier, it's been more than 7 months straight that we've been doing this podcast, and it's free. It's absolutely free. We are not asking anything back in return. But for the 41st time, I'm going to ask something in return, which is please and please and please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is how we can reach more people.
Yes.
There's no way for us to actually reach as many people as we want than for you guys to please and please subscribe to our channel. That way we can reach more people and this information can be useful for everybody. So this is my request today. Uh it, it, I want to I want at least you guys, we are in the spirit of Thanksgiving. We are in the spirit of giving back. So this should be something that shouldn't be hard at this time, especially this time of the year. So that is our YouTube channel on your screen. Please and please subscribe so that when we come online every week, you get a notification. When we upload a new video, you get a notification. So you are not missing anything. I'm asking this not because of me, at least I'm the one delivering the information. I know the information already, but just because we really want to reach a lot of other people that doesn't know about this podcast yet. And the only way to do that for YouTube algorithm, Instagram algorithm, is for you guys to like and comment and subscribe. But the only thing I'm actually asking today is please and please don't if you want to just jump off right now, go and subscribe to our channel. That will be very, very helpful. And let us know when you do so that we can give you a virtual high five. So let's go back to the topic. Uh, I have 401k myself. I still work my 9 to 5. I know it's a very great tool. However, it is still not comparable to real estate in any form. Let me explain that. One, control. The way you can control your investment when you have it in real estate, you can't do that when you have 401k. When things is going south, you can you can get a property manager when you have vacancy to fill your house for you. When you have electricity out, you can call the utility guys to come and fix it. The control that you have, you can screen the tenants that will stay in your house. So the control that you have in real estate is not in any other investment vehicle. That is just like hands down already. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to give you another point, which is real estate will give you money today, money tomorrow. It will save you money on tax, and you are even directly impacting other families' life. I mean, people that are staying in your house, if you are not investing, they probably will be staying somewhere else. But will it be comfortable for them? If everybody is not investing, are we all going to be sleeping on the street? There will be tons of people that will not be able to afford house. So those guys, you are actually helping them directly. So that will be second point. So eh, to answer your question, even though I do 401k, real estate is by far better than 401k. Now, let's go back to how you can use real estate to retire early. Like I said earlier, retirement is different for everybody. Retirement for me is 100% different from retirement for Ibrahim. Retirement for Ibrahim is different for you that you are looking at us, right, watching us right now. So it boils down to how much do I need to be coming in for me steadily every month that I will never ever have to trade my time for money. And if I don't, I will not go into panic mode. I will not have to be running around for money. I will be having enough to take care of my bills. So that is retirement in my own definition. Something that free up your time, something that give you back your passion. Because if people say follow your passion, I say follow money. Your passion might not be giving your passion might not be giving you money. Follow money. So once you have that money, then now you can pursue your passion, because now money will give you back your time. Now you can do whatever you want with that. So Ibrahim has enlightened us. He's printed a very good scenario for us. If you want 5,000 every month, this is how you can get to it, which is buy investment property. Before you buy, know how much you want to be making every month so that you can work that into the investment property that you are buying. And once you have a number, let's say you know that you need 8 investment property to be free, to have enough cash flow coming in every month, just stay focused on it and go. So that is the scenario. But there's other ways too. That is why I said the control you have with real estate, there's no or any other investment vehicle that give you that kind of control. Another one is I always tell uh every junior ones that I see uh that talk to me about real estate, like, why are you not house hacking? Before you even started accumulating bills or expenses, you can even take off by being free. What do I mean by that? So let's say you are a first time home buyer. We've talked about it so many times. You can use FHA to buy more than one unit, up to 4 units. You can use conventional to buy up to 4 units. You can use USDA to buy up to 4 units. If you are qualified, if you are within the domain of the requirement for all those loans. Why are you buying one unit that you will be paying for yourself? Buy multiple units in which you can live in one and rent out the other unit. This other unit should be enough to bring money that covers your bills, which is your mortgage monthly, and your utility. Even if it doesn't cover it all, maybe you'll be living in your house for $100 or $200 a month. That is not a bad idea. That is actually setting you up for something greater. It's not about now, it's about the future. And anybody that is playing financial freedom game understand what I just said. It's not about now. It's not how you look now, it's not how you dress now. It's none of those. It's about the future. It's nothing about what anybody is thinking about you. So if you can house act, you can set yourself up. And another good thing about that is you are not only saving money to live in that house or not paying any money. The money you are supposed to be paying can now go into your savings, which you can use to purchase the next property. Like Ibrahim mentioned on the first scenario, now that we even catapult you past your needed money, your needed cash flow to be able to be financially free. So before you even started, you're already winning. That is a very good strategy. Another one is um exponential. So this will directly apply to the strategy that Ibrahim delivered for us earlier, which is if you buy one unit today, one door today, next year buy two door. Once you have that means makes it three door. The next one buy four door. The next one buy eight doors. That way, before 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you have reached your financial freedom. Whoever is going to do this, it's not going to be someone that struggled with money before. You will have to have some savings. That is the only caveat to this. But the other strategy that we have described so far, you don't necessarily need huge amount of money. You just need to make sure you position yourself in a situation where you can take advantage. Like if you are a first time home buyer, FHA can cover you. If you have like you have a primary residence before, take out HELOC, take out equity loan, you know, get money out of that house. Now you can use it to invest. So those ones, there are ways around it, which we've discussed so many times on this podcast. Like Ibrahim said, and that is why I'm admonishing you, please subscribe to our channel so that you can go through all this strategy. And when we say things like this, we don't have to explain in depth before you understand. So moving on. So that is another way. But to do the third one, you have to be very, very financially stable, because I'm gonna say that it's not a small boy game. You need to be someone that can play at a higher level to be able to do that strategy. But before I stop, I'm going to describe something. Let's say someone tell you like you will never ever uh lack or have to suffer or have to be panicking when it comes to money in your life again if you can climb a mountain. How will you feel? Will you climb it or will you just stay there and be looking? Everybody probably will say, why not? She climbing a
Okay,
mountain, I'll do it all day
climb
long,
it.
right?
Yeah.
That is what Ibrahim was mentioning earlier. Like, why are you standing around when you can start taking action today? The earlier you start taking action, the closer your goal to financial freedom. So we can discuss all this strategy, we can discuss all these steps all we want, but without action, there's nothing will happen. You cannot be doing the same thing and expect different results. No, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm far from it. Honestly, if you are close to me, I tell everybody around me my situation. So, because if you want to help me, if I don't tell you, you don't know, right? So that's why I open up every time. However, I'm taking action to be there one day, right? So that is what everybody needs to be doing, and that is what why we make this information free for all. So please and please, like I just going back to where I started, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That will be very, very helpful for us. And thank you. So Ibrahim,
Yeah.
we've discussed three strategy. Now, in your own opinion, let's say I've not this is my first time I'm buying house. I just feel like, brother, I need your assistance right now. I know you are a real estate expert. Tell me in a short way how I can start. Do I need to quit my job and go into real estate full time? Do I need to keep my job and do this part time? How because this is the obstacle that a lot of people are facing. They don't know exactly first step. They are looking at the picture in front of them. They can see the bigger picture, but to take that step, that very first step is so scary. Just like it happens to you before, it happens to me before. So tell us, what do you think anybody should be doing first when they want to start this journey of financial freedom?
That's a great question because the fact remains that that's the biggest obstacle for many people because you have this 9 to 5. You go to work, before you get back home, you're already tired, and you're tired. You have to care about your family. You have to go to Walmart. You have to buy something home. You have to when you get home, there are some home responsibility you have to handle and everything. Before you know it, time runs out and you have to sleep. You have to wake up the next morning. Okay. So first, before I even go in, like answer your question, I want you guys to know that all those things that I just mentioned, you and Ahmed and I face it too. Like we all have these responsibilities. So it's now what we are doing is to see what is important. Like we prioritize. I should just make it clear that way. We prioritize. We look at, okay, I know I gotta go to Walmart. Okay, I'll go to Walmart right now. But the other things that I need to do, if that can wait for 1 or 2 days, then I have to look at what else is important that I have to do. Since you know, or since you have that plan to have real estate as your retirement avenue, your retirement source, you want this to be a good retirement plan for you where you can literally be getting money passively every month for you and your family. You already know this is important. And it means you have to prioritize it. How do you do this? Okay, you go to work today, you come back, you have maybe 1 or 2 hours. Use that 1 or 2 hours to connect with people. Use one of that 1 or 2 hours to get information about how you're gonna start that real estate plan, the retirement plan, the big picture you're seeing far ahead. Without taking that steps, like Ahmed said, you will not get there. Now, how do you do it? Which one do you go for? Which one to go for is kind of a little bit complex because it depends on what area you are living and what your risk tolerance and how much are you willing to invest into real estate from the from start. Some people have few bucks, like I don't know how much you have saved for it. We know that short term and mid term requires furnishing, but it is also possible to go with normal lease for the first year, at least to get you started, where you don't have to worry about furnishing for a year or two. However, your goal is to go to mid-term or short-term, but you have to start from somewhere. So, which is the reason why you buy the property for normal lease, get some cash flow every month, and save this money. I'm actually doing that right now. There's one property that I used to lease out for normal 1 year lease, a long-term lease. The tenant moved out. Now I converted. because I'm done. The renovation is done and everything. So I converted the property to a mid-term and short-term leasing. That's what it's gonna be for. Actually, I have somebody there tonight. You know, so it means you can literally do that. Start with the normal leasing, save up some money for down payment, connect with a real estate agent, connect with a real estate investor, try to see what how you can do it in that area. When you gather those information, I'm sure you've already gathered some anyway. You are just waiting to see if you can get more, or analyzing and paralyzing. We don't want you to keep analyzing and paralyzing, because there's no way you cannot get everything from here. You have to just get it started, and you will learn while you are in the process. Nobody will ever know the clear picture until you see the picture, but it's not clear. It's going to be cloudy. There's no way. Just like Mark Zuckerberg, he said that one of the videos that, okay, there's nothing clear from the beginning. Facebook, he never imagined it's going to go this way. You know, he can see the future that, okay, everybody's going to like Facebook and this and that. But he couldn't believe it would get this large, where literally they couldn't control Facebook at one point. They had to hire more staffs because it was too big for them to control. But when you hear him, the genius talking, he said he started, but it was so cloudy. Because a lot of things will keep coming, a lot of issues, a lot of but that mindset, that critical thinking, that problem solving skills, that's when your entrepreneur spirit have to kick in and will help you. It will guide you. By the way, when I say spirit, I'm talking about your ability to seek information from people that are doing it, your ability to listen to people, your ability to be creative. You can get like 5 information and filter through the information. At the end of the day, nobody knows it all. Nobody knows it all. So you gather it from here, you put all together, you solidify it, you go for it. That will help your business. To be more specific, Ahmed asked me, which one would I advise people to do? Well, if you ask me, I will advise people to do the one that will get them to where they are going faster. Of course, it involves more risk. If you want to do short-term leasing, you get more money, but it involves more risk, because now first of all, you have to spend more money to set it up. Second, you are responsible to make sure things are going well. Though there's a way you can do it where your responsibility will be decreased, which is if you get a manager and property manager and all that. But you're still gonna be getting report more often than someone who is doing a long-term lease. Because with this, some people come for 5 days, 3 days, 2 days, or even 1 month, 3 weeks, whatever. Because of different people, different situation, different attitude, different behavior, you have to be able to accommodate and walk through that different behavior, different perspective, different human being. At the end of the day, you doing all that will fetch you more money. However, more risk, more liability, more um, you know more hassle you have to go through daily. If you want to do it yourself, if you want to manage yourself, if you have a property manager, that reduces what you're gonna face, like I said. So I will ask that person, how many property do you think you can, like, you want to have? Do you want to have little property and make more money, or are you ready to take lesser risk, and you don't mind how many properties you have? Like, if it's have to take you 20, 30, 50 properties, you are okay with that, as long as that person is good with that, and the person want a constant, safe, and you know consistent income. Then the person might have to go through like the normal leasing, long-term lease. But if you want more money, the income may not be consistent or may not be steady. Like, you know how, like, normal lease, every month you're supposed to get money. With mid-term and short-term, you might have a vacancy in between. But that does not mean that you are not making money. You are actually, in many cases, you are making more than the long-term lease. It's just that there's always vacancy because people come in, come go out. However, the money you made when people are there will definitely 100% compensate for those vacancies. So that's not a problem, to be honest with you. It's just a matter of you knowing what you are doing, you watching Do the Talk podcast, because here we're gonna keep telling you how to go, navigate through all that hassle. Because we are doing it. We know how it is. It's something we do every day. So let me wrap up. My point here is that when you want that short and you are okay with few properties, but you want high money, high income, that way you can get to your retirement plan as soon as possible, then I will advise you to go through the midterm or short-term leasing, because we know that will get you there quicker for sure, as long as you are ready for the responsibilities. And the good news is you can get a property manager and you'll be fine. So Ahmed, I don't know if I answer your question, but that's what I will do.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely great answer to the question. So another little icing on the cake that I want to add is um, middle time save the landlord a lot of money.
Great.
Aside from the cash flow that will increase drastically, it's also the vacancy is there. I mean, vacancy is in any strategy. Even if it is long time lease.
Yeah.
Um, However, if you look at the amount of repairs that landlord do when a long tenant moved out compared to compared to middle term or short term, it's nothing. So that is another point of view to look at it. So I just want to point that out. But guys, the society norms of get out of school at 25, 20, 25, work for 35 years, then you can go and retire. It's a bad plan. It's a very bad plan. I don't know anybody that if they tell him or her that you won't get rich until you are 60, that will be happy. I've never met one because everybody wants to, get rich now and spend the rest of their life in riches, right? So the idea of you need to retire at the age of 60 and go inside
65.
one countryside where every old men and women go and walk the tray in the morning, in the evening, and all that. Just throw that in the can. There's no reason why you shouldn't be traveling around the world in your 40s, in your 30s. There's no reason why you shouldn't be sitting on the beach in your 40s, in your 50s. There's no reason you shouldn't be volunteering, just like those retirees do. You should be volunteering for a good cause in the hospital, in food pantry, going there, helping out, just to pass some time because now you have enough money coming. If you are at a job right now whereby you wake up every single day and you ask yourself, why do I do this job? Or there are some morning that you don't even want to get out of bed, but you have to go, then maybe you need to have a rethink and go back and watch all our episode. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and look at how all these strategies are being done. If you have any question at that point, feel free to call. Ibrahim is open. That is his Instagram account on the screen. That is my Instagram account on the screen. We are happy to discuss this topic anytime, any day. Personally, I am very passionate about it. Each time I'm talking about real estate, I forget about my problem. That is how passionate I am about it. So I'm hoping to any of these questions, but keep in mind, I'm not claiming I am perfect. We are not saying we are perfect. If you want to be part of the podcast, reach out. However, we want you to know that all these community norms, the retirement idea of retiring at the age of 60 is for industrial generation. Now we are in information generation. You can you they, all this information is out there, all these resources is out there. You just need some, you know, someone to bring all the pieces together for you to be able to make sense to you. And I bet you once it makes sense, it's addictive. Very, very addictive. When you wake up, and it's because it works, right? It's because it's a strategy that works. If it doesn't, one way or the other, today some people will have been like, you know what, all those things is cock and bull. It's not, it doesn't work. It's not how it is. I've done so many things before real estate, and ever since I've changed my mind into real estate, the possibility is just endless. The possibility is just endless. If you want money today, real estate will give it to you. If you want money tomorrow, it's right there. If you make a lot of money and you pay a lot of taxes, it's right there. If you want your money back anytime, the control is so much there that you can do however you want. There's I listen to podcasts every time, and every each time I hear all this new strategy that people are doing that you can't even imagine it's possible. So that is how much control you have with real estate. And I think with this today, this should open your mind and push you to take some step forward. And if you, like Ibrahim said, you are not going to have all the answers before you start. That is just not going to be possible. We are not here to sugarcoat you or tell you what is impossible, that it's going to be possible. No, it's not going to be clear at first, but once you make that first step, that bold step, it's just like pushing a car to walk, right? When you are pushing a car, once it gets in the motion, the energy you apply for it to continue is minimal to the energy you apply to move it in the first place. So it's the same concept. Once you get the ball rolling, it's easy. The first is going to be hard. The second is going to be a little bit less harder. The third is going to be less harder than the second. And once you get that momentum going, you keep networking, things will fall in place and people will be throwing property at you, and you'll be like, I don't want this. This is what I want. I don't want this. Now I don't buy this anymore, because your strategy will change as you grow. The strategy will change as you grow. So please and please, we don't just want you to sit and watch our podcast without having any effect. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help you either, because both of us are wasting time then. So please and please put things into action. And if you run into obstacle, we are open. Ibrahim, if anybody wants to reach out to you, how can they do so?
Yeah, they can just go straight to my Instagram and DM me. IB Routers. You can give me a call. You can go to my Facebook, ibrouter.us. Just chat me up, and anything concerning real estate, I'm more available. I'll be happy to assist. Ahmed, so we're about to wrap this up. How can they reach out to you?
Anytime, any day, send me a DM, official Ahmed Lawal on Instagram. You can call my cell phone 765-240 7932. Anytime, just send me a text, tell me the reason why you are calling, and we can link up, right? We can link up and help each other out. And if it is something that we can take down together, glad to do that as well. Feel free. That will be the end. Do you have any other thing, Ibrahim, before we?
No, I mean, just please take action. I just want people to take action. That's it. So without further ado, oh, we have a little glitch there. Man, so there's nothing much. But I just want to say people need to take action. We just need to keep going. Put your foot in this. Put your foot on the pedal and keep riding. If you have any questions, you are facing challenges, talk to people that are doing it. They will help you out. You know, that's all I have to say.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
retirement age, like you have to work
All right,
400 to.
guys.
All right, see ya.
Sorry. Apologies.